Hey everyone, Fran back with IGN's E3 live show, streaming at you from e3.ign.com. So, ever wonder how Lara Croft became the badass she is today? We'll wonder no more because Tomb Raider is getting a major reboot, and we have it here, and it's starting right at the beginning of Lara's career. Damon is here with us to talk some new Tomb Raider, so take it away.
Thanks, Fran. If you're anything like me, you've probably played many Tomb Raider games over the years, but I can promise you've never played one like the new Tomb Raider. I'm joined here by Carl Stewart. Thanks for joining us, Carl.
Thank you very much for having me.
This is very fitting because a year ago, you and I were on the stage talking about Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light.
Yes.
Fast forward to today, now we're talking about Tomb Raider, the reboot of the franchise.
Full of surprises.
I love it. I love this game, by the way.
Thank
so
you.
give us a general overview of it. This is a young Lara Croft, a Lara Croft we haven't seen before. She's 21 years old.
Yeah, she's straight out of college, 21 years of age, and this is our first big adventure. This is a Lara we've never met before. We've wiped the slate clean completely.
Shipwrecked on an island.
Yeah, well, it wasn't intentional. She went looking
Right.
for a lost fleet of the Kublai Khan off the east coast of Japan, and then a mysterious storm took her ship and left her shipwrecked on this beach.
So today we're going to take a look at the demo that we saw at the Microsoft press conference.
Yes.
Let's go to the footage. So first of all, I love the new Lara Croft, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're
very sympathetic character. Like, facial animation is great. What about her voice? Is her voice final?
So that is actually final voice. We've been casting for probably the last 6 months plus, and funnily enough, this is a girl. I have to be careful I don't say her name because we haven't announced it yet. No exclusive just yet, maybe. But basically, we cast this girl to do the vertical slice, and every single time we got all these little girls in, it kept coming back to this girl that she did a phenomenal job. She is from the UK, so that's one thing I can say.
Okay.
Obviously, it's got to be authentic, but yeah, she does the performance phenomenally.
Everyone always groans at this part.
Yeah.
Very painful, very painful.
Yes, real.
I always worry about her at this part because she pulls this spike out of her side, and I don't know if that's what you should do in that situation. Like,
You know.
she could bleed out, right? I don't
Probably,
know. But
yeah.
I guess she doesn't.
It's
She's
a
not.
video game.
So a lot of people have commented that Lara pants a lot and huffs and puffs a lot. Is that just sort of like?
Well, I could say that's
the beginning of the game.
That's just the beginning of the game.
Okay.
Yeah. Our big key we take away with this game is that you're going to go through a massive character arc. You're going to come across this young girl, naive, inexperienced, and doubts herself, right? So she's in a situation that she's never been in before. And obviously, as we go through the game, she grows, she gets stronger, she becomes the infamous Lara Croft and sort of that forged hero that we want her to be.
I gotta admit, the panting and the groaning, that kind of works for me. Kind of makes me feel tickly. So you've got like a flame system going on, right? She uses flames in a bunch of puzzles.
Right now, what we're doing now is this is obviously a shorter version that we created for the Microsoft conference. But around now, we'll be sort of teaching the player about how before you saw fire, it was just sort of an action-reaction situation. Now we're giving you control of an element. The elements are very important to the game, as with physics. It's about creating those building blocks of how you're going to actually move around the world later on. And even here right now, she's got no equipment, she's got no gear. We're just sort of setting the foundation for saying, right, well, here's how this character grows to understand how all these elements work.
Now, I may or may not have seen some of Tomb Raider beyond this demo. Can we talk about any of that here?
Oh yes, of course, yeah, without a doubt.
So, in the extended demo, we see Lara has a short battle with a wolf that pounces on her, and she's able to fight it off. She kills the wolf.
She does. Teaser.
And then she feels bad about it, which is really nice because in the old Tomb Raider games, she just runs around killing every endangered animal she runs into. And she's like doing cartwheels around the room, killing some, the last Siberian tiger that lives in the world. It was probably just trying to protect its cubs.
Yeah, this is a very different Tomb Raider for that respect. The one thing we do is that what you saw is that it's a very psychological situation. Okay, we're not going to portray Lara as this kind of girl who lands on the island and she's willing to do everything. And killing is very psychological. She only kills to survive. It's one of the things that we want to make sure we get across very early on is that she doesn't kill for sport. So everything she comes across, you have to think of her like a mortal character, and that it's a very different side. We've never seen this before. It's kind of exciting that yes, she will get to a point where I'm telling you she's not going to kill dinosaurs or Siberian tigers.
No
but
T-Rex.
obviously she has to survive. Definitely no T-Rex.
Yeah.
But she has to survive these situations, and as you or I would, we'd obviously, well, they say your first kill's the hardest, right?
Right. Well, I think she tells the wolf it was either me or you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, she can die. What you saw was obviously the wolf, killing her, and again, we want the player to feel like that's a mortal character.
Yeah, she has some very gruesome deaths.
She does. Some of them were not so safe for the big screen, so we had to cut them out. But Yeah, again, you want the players to go into a situation and really think about their actions.
So can you explain how this puzzle works that she's working out
So
right
this
now?
puzzle that you see right now is, again, it's a shortened version, truncated version from what we've got actually in the game. And the goal is that in the past, Tomb Raider puzzles have been about sort of, pulling levers and moving rocks. Now it's about the smart resourcefulness and the growth of a character in the world. So Lara's on this island, and what we haven't spoken about yet is, and we will soon, is about what this island is sort of, what it is. It's obviously inhabited. Somebody lives here, but they use these spaces for something completely different. So we want to teach the player about situational analysis, manipulation, understanding physics, and being able to solve these type of puzzles in a very different and unique way, very visceral way. And then what you see here is all about survival escape. Obviously, she's caused a massive explosion. The place is starting to fall down around her. And here we want to make sure the player's still in control. You're still controlling the character, and then character animations kick in. It's one of those things that we want the player to really feel like they're a part of this experience at every single step of the way.
And this is one of those moments where you can fail at this, at her mad
Well,
dash
yes, you can miss this jump and you can fall to your death. So it is still, as we were demoing this, the tension was growing for me because obviously we don't want to do it at the world stage.
It's a very gruesome head crush right here.
Yeah. So as you've seen, this can also happen to Lara, but another giveaway.
Can also
Can't wait to see that later.
And so is this like right when the player, this whole segment, is this where the player takes control of the game? Is this the very beginning of the game?
At the very beginning of the game, what you saw there was basically Lara finding herself in a precarious position, hung upside down, left for dead. And really from that moment on, we give the player the opportunity to take full control.
Excellent. So what I've seen beyond here, she meets up with a friend of hers that was on the ship.
Yeah, Conrad Roth, who is a bit of a mentor for Lara. She's known him for quite a while. And he was setting sail, going looking for this Kublai Khan, and she thought this is a great opportunity to start my first adventure, which unfortunately goes horribly wrong, as we can see here on the screen.
Right. And we saw a little bit of some footage where she needs to get to a radio tower to try and broadcast a distress signal.
Yeah, so again, that'll be a little bit further on, but basically she's given an objective, and the objective is to go and rescue the radio pack and the medical pack from the Wolf's Den, which is hopefully something we'll get a trailer out soon. We'll show people that good fun footage.
Cool. So when are we going to get to play the new Tomb Raider?
I'm probably going to go quiet for a little while because I thought this was going to be a quiet E3 for me because obviously we've announced fall 2012, so we'll see. You can always come down to the studio and play it. You know you're welcome.
We're probably going to be right here at this same spot a year from now.
A year from now, and I guarantee you,
much closer to finished version of Tomb Raider.
And I guarantee you will have played the game by then.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for coming by, Carl.
Thank you very much, Damon. Appreciate it.
Tomb Raider is my personal favorite game of E3 2011. Back to you, Francis.
Thank you for using my full name, Damon. That looked awesome. Happy to see it again. And for fans out there, you must have questions about this game, right? How did Lara Croft look to you? What's her cup size? I know you're wondering. So all those pressing questions, follow us at IGN on Twitter. Tweet us your thoughts with the hashtag E3. And you'd be surprised, but these guys making the game were looking out for this stuff. So what you say about it can have an impact on the game. So do it. It's worth it. Next up, we have one of the surprise announcements of the show, Far Cry 3. Stay tuned for more prettiness.